Gouda?
Goedemiddag allemaal. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how we pronounce the letters of the alphabet and also the pronunciation of some other very important Dutch sound that might be a little bit difficult, or maybe you don't have them in your language. I'm not gonna cover all the sounds because it's simply too much. So I'm gonna do the most important ones and the alphabet, and then if you want to know all the other sounds and have an overview and a recording in an audio file of the pronunciation of everything, then enroll in the online beginners course, and then you have access to all these materials and also all the materials of all the other beginners classes. The alphabet, that sounds super boring, right? And that's why I chose not to go from A to Z, or in Dutch from A tot Z, but I'm gonna spell 7 really famous Dutch things. For instance, Gouda cheese. Gouda, no, we pronounce it as Gouda. The other 6 things are Heineken beer, our airplane company KLM, the airport Schiphol, Amsterdam, Delft's Blauw, and the painter Van Gogh. So probably most of you always pronounce this as Van Gogh or KLM, Gouda cheese, and maybe you don't even know how to pronounce Delft's Blauw. So I'm gonna spell the letters of these words, and when I'm doing this, I will cover almost all of the letters of the alphabet. The remaining 6 I will just tell you as well. If you want to know how to spell a word, hoe spel je dat? Hoe spel je dat? Or the question, kun je of kunt u het spellen? Gouda. Kun je dit spellen? Ja, natuurlijk kan ik dat. G-O-U-D-A. So you see that right here in the top of this screen, all the letters will appear of the alphabet once I pronounce them in a word. So again, G-O-U-D-A. Next word, Heineken. Heineken. We have some new letters and already letters from the previous word, but I'm gonna spell the whole word. So sometimes some letters you hear several times, but that's only good, right? And maybe you can also repeat after me. So, H-E-I-N-E-K-E-N. Heineken. The next one is our airplane company, onze vliegtuigmaatschappij. Yeah, gonna spell that one. We're just gonna spell the 3 letters. And it's funny because also they come right after each other in the alphabet. So this is KLM, Koninklijke Luchtvaartmaatschappij. The next word that you're gonna learn. Then we have Schiphol. Schiphol. S-C-H-I-P-H-O-L. Schiphol. Schiphol is the airport of Amsterdam. And most of the time when people ask me, where are you from? I'm from the Netherlands. Oh, Amsterdam, yes. Do you live there? I've been there. Are you smoking weed? Do you see prostitutes all the time? Do you wear wooden shoes? No, I don't live there. I'm not smoking weed. I'm not going to see prostitutes. And I'm also not wearing wooden shoes. And now we're just gonna spell the word A-M-S T, E, R, D, A, M. Amsterdam. Then the very iconic color or print we refer to with the word Delft's blauw. And how do we spell this? D, E, L, F, T, S, B, L, A, U, W. Delft's blauw. En de laatste, onze schilder van Gogh. Our painter van Gogh. V, A, N, G, O, G, H. Well, you see there's 6 letters left, which are the J, Q, X, I, Z. Okay, then one time the whole alphabet now. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Zijn de letters van het alfabet. Yay! We did it! Then, lastly, a couple of sounds that are a little bit hard or that are very important. First of all, our G. I have to admit, my G is very strong. Other people have a more neutral G, or even if you go to the south of the Netherlands, then people have een zachte G. As you saw, we spell it in different ways. First of all, just one letter, G, such in van Gogh, but also with C, H together, such as in Schiphol. Schiphol. So we pronounce them both the same. There is an exception. That's when it's at the end of a word. For instance, in words like fantastisch. So you write fantastisch, but you say fantastisch. We also see that the sound in Gouda is au, and it's also the same sound in blauw, van Delft's blauw. So they're spelled differently, but it's the same sound. And also the same is for I. So we see I in Heineken. There is also another spelling of I, which is with I, J together. We didn't have a word with that in the 7 famous Dutch words, but it's very common, like mij, jij, and wij. So both are the same sound. Then for other sounds, first of all, oo. So when you say Gouda, if we would write that literally, then it would be with O-A, oo. The O-U is the au, like we already said. O-A is oe, such in the word goed. Then we have a difficult sound, which is ui, ui. The ui is in words like, for instance, Duits. And Duits is German, the language German. Then we have also the sound o, o. And you write that with A-U, O. An example is the word leuk, which means nice. I made a video about leuk and lekker, which also means nice. If you want to know the difference between leuk and lekker, then click here and watch that video next. The last sound for today is the E. The E. And the E we write with E-A. E-A. And it's, for instance, in a word like leaf, sweet. A couple of other sounds that are very important. I will cover them in my online school, in the online class. And those are, for instance, the ng, the eeuw, the oei, really funny sounds. And also the difference that we have between long sound and short sounds like e, o, a, I, o, and u. For now, this was it. And maybe you can write down a Dutch word that's really hard for you to pronounce. Write it down in the comments. Practice with the alphabet. Practice with the pronunciation of that word that you find hard. And I hope to see you in next class. Okay, bye bye. Doei!